Hello and welcome to the Freakin Rican restaurant channel. Today we'll be making guanimes and bacalao guisao. How are you guys? Welcome. So today, as I said, we're going to be making guanimes. That is almost like surullos, but sururito de maíz. The only thing is that it is boiled or steamed, kind of like pasteles. So we are going to start with the coconut milk and water. Okay, so we are going to start with the coconut milk. You're going to get a pot, okay, a small pot like so, and we're going to add the coconut milk. So you could get whatever coconut milk of your choice. You just want to make sure it is a little heavier. So if it's 99¢, don't get it. Get something that's a little more expensive, because you know it's going to have a good consistency, which that's what you want. You want it to be nice and rich. Okay, so we already have the coconut milk in the pan. Here we have 2 tablespoons of butter. So we're gonna put the butter in there. Okay, so that's 2 tablespoons of butter, and once again, you want to make sure you get all natural butter, unsalted. Okay, here we have a 1/3 cup of sugar, so we're gonna put that there. So guys, I'm actually getting over a cold, so I might sound a little stuffy, pardon me. And you're gonna give this a stir. You're gonna keep this on high flame, and then once this comes to a boil, then we're gonna add the cornmeal. So for this recipe, you need cornmeal, fine cornmeal, and here we have, I believe, 2 cups and a quarter of cornmeal, okay? And so once again, I'm gonna stir this, wait till it comes to a slow boil, and then I'm just gonna add the cornmeal and stir that in, and then we'll be ready to make the guanimes in the banana leaves, which I have here. Okay, so you are going to need banana leaves, okay? So as I'm here waiting for it to come to a boil, I almost forgot the 1/2 cup of water. So you're going to use a can of coconut milk, not the 99¢ one, and you're going to add a 1/2 cup of water, okay? So I'm going to keep on stirring here till it gets hot, and I'm going to add in the cornmeal. Okay, so now the milk has come to a boil. I kind of load it down, and load down the flame. Now I'm going to take the cornmeal. Remember, it's 2 cups and a quarter of fine cornmeal. Now I'm going to add the cornmeal into the pot, and I am going to begin to stir. So I'm doing this all while the flame is still on. Perfect. Now I'm going to shut it off, and so it's going to look like this, a little like putty. There you go. Want to make sure you give it a good mix. And then all we have to do is put small amounts into the banana leaf, and then tie them up, which we're going to do now. So now, before we actually begin to make the guanimes, we're gonna fill up this pot here with some water, and this here is salted bacalao. So we're just gonna rinse this off a bit, and then we're gonna fill it with water because we want to get off some of that salt. We don't want it to be too salty. So we just want to cook it up. So there you go. You want to fill it halfway with water. I'm going to bring that over to the stove. And while we are making the guanimes, the bacalao will be boiling. So you want to boil the bacalao for a good 15-20 minutes. And then you're going to dump out the water and then let it cool, okay? Because we're going to be using the bacalao with the peppers and onions to make the stew, okay? So I'm going to make sure that that is on medium temperature. And now I'm going to take the cornmeal that we cooked here. And here I have banana leaves. So as you can see, look how beautiful. So you want to cut them into squares. And then we're going to take the cornmeal, right? Just like that. So I mean, some people make them as large as a pastel. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make them a bit smaller. So you're going to take it like that, right? And all you're going to do is kind of like a pastel, but I'm going to make them small. And then I'm actually going to take this off so you kind of can see a little bit better. So you see, like a little sausage, and all you're gonna do is just roll. You're gonna roll, and then here you're gonna tie it up, okay? So we have the string here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double the string, just like so, put it under, and here it is. So right there I'm gonna make a knot. You see, just like that. Make another knot. And then I'm going to do the same to the other side. So it looks like an oversized, what were those candies? They were candies that, you know, the candies that come wrapped up like this. So that's basically what it looks like. And again, put that under. Go under, and you want to make sure that this is full. So all of this is full with the corn meal. So there you go, tie it up. So you have one, okay? Now I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do two more for you on air just to help you guys out again. So here's another one. So I'm taking a nice spoon. This goes great with any type of guisao, anything juicy, you know, because this is great como para mojar. So if you're doing a carne guisao, un pollo guisao, any guiso, and see I put it just like that. I'm wrapping it again, okay, squeezing. Oh, it's kind of breaking on me, so you don't want to squeeze it too hard. You don't want to break it. And then right there again, okay? So I think two's enough for you guys. You could always rewind and see it again, but it's pretty easy. And it has an amazing taste, so your kids are gonna love it because it has a little sweetness, and then the bacalao adds that saltiness to it as well. So you have a little bit of sweet and salty, which is my favorite. I love all dishes that are a little sweet and salty. So I'm just gonna tie this up, and then what I will do is I'm gonna start working on more, and then I'll come back and magic will happen. They'll be all done. So I made the guanimes. They're here. I made about 8 or 9 of them because this is just for me and Victor, so why make a whole bunch? So I did that, and this is the cod already boiled. So I dumped out the water, I did keep a cup of reserved water here just in case it needs a little more saltiness. So I wanted to reserve that just in case. Here I have about 1/3 cup of tomato sauce, 3 garlic cloves, and I have about 8 olives, 1 green pepper, red pepper, and 1 onion. Okay, so now what I'm going to start doing is cutting up the pepper. So I'm probably going to use maybe about half of this pepper. I'm just going to take this out. Believe it or not, I like to show you kind of step by step because some people have never cut a pepper. So you just want to take off all of this, or at least I do. I like to take all of these, I mean, I call them veins. I don't know if that's the proper terminology because I never went to cooking school. It's just cooking is a passion of mine that I enjoy. It's always brought me comfort. And so this is why I do it. So I'm really doing the best that I can, and I'm hoping to inspire you guys at home to cook, you know, to cook for yourself and for your kids and your family. So here we go. I'm just going to make thin slices. So you just want to be really careful that you don't cut your fingers. We wouldn't want any fingers in the bacalao stew. That would not be good. So just like that, some thin slices. So you see, and that's really about it. We'll cut these maybe in half, like that, and this part will cut. And so basically I'm going to do the same thing with the green pepper and the onion. Okay, so I will be back. And so I already cut up, sliced up the red pepper and the green pepper. I wanted to show you the onion. So with the onion, basically I cut off one end, but I didn't cut off the root. Okay, because the root is basically going to hold the onion in place. And so all we're going to do is we are going to make slices just like so. Perfect. And so as you can see, it's still together. And now what we'll do is we'll chop off this part and we'll discard that, and here we have our onion. Okay, really quick and easy way to slice that up. Okay, and then we're gonna do some a little bit thinner. And so here you have it. We have green, red, and white, very colorful. And now we're gonna go ahead and do the 8 olives. I like to slice them in 3. You can slice them in 3 or 4, so that also is gonna add color. Now to this bacalao guisado, ustedes le pueden echar papa. But today I had no potatoes. I actually forgot to buy, so we're not going to add any potatoes. So there you go. You see, I'm slicing them into about 3-4 slices. And then what we need to do now is mash up our garlic. And so I put the garlic in the pilon. I'm just going to add a little olive oil. Just a tiny. And now I'm gonna mash up this garlic. That's it. That's how we do it. Perfect. Okay, so we got the garlic. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on el sartén, if that's the proper way to say it. I don't know if that's Spanglish. Pero vamos a prender el sartén. We're going to put some olive oil. So I would say about 3-4 tablespoons of olive oil. Enough to cover the bottom of the pan, okay? So there we go. We're going to let it heat up a bit. And then we're going to start to add the peppers, the onions, the olives, and the garlic. and that is going to become quite fragrant really quickly, which is amazing. Let this just heat up for a minute, and I'm going to start to throw it in, okay? So this is a meal that honestly you could whip up in like half an hour in no time. It's so quick and simple, and yet so delicious. If you don't eat meat, this is a perfect dish for you. Or if you have an event in your house and you know you're trying to figure out what you could cook because you have a guest that doesn't eat meat, this is something very different, traditional, that they will absolutely love. I'm just going behind the cameraman here to cut up some more onions. And you hear that sizzle. Voy a coger una cuchara para sacar el ajo. So right now it's on pretty high temp. I'm going to take the garlic out of the pilon. There's nothing like fresh garlic. It's so fragrant. It's so good for you too. If you can, try to buy organic garlic. If you can't find it, hey, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? So I'm just gonna give this a stir, just like that. Let that start cooking up. Okay. Now to that, I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of oregano. Tiny bit more. We're gonna add about a teaspoon of cumin. Don't look. Okay. And add about a teaspoon of cumin. So there you go. Little cumin. We're not going to use any salt because the bacalao is already salted, so we don't want to add any more salt. We're going to give this a stir again. It smells amazing. Smells so good. Oh, did you see our new tank tops? Yes, the Freakin Rican. So we have them. They should be online soon. I believe they're $20. So now it's summertime. You want to show off your muscles. I really don't have that much muscles, but you want to show off your muscles, get a tank top. We have them from small to, I believe, double XL. So we got one for everyone. Okay? So we're going to keep on giving this a stir. You could come closer and see how beautiful this looks. It really does look amazing, and it smells really good. I'm going to throw in a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Okay. So there you go. Now what I'm going to do is throw in the fish. Just like that. I'm just going to quickly give a little taste of the fish. I want to see if it's too salty. Delicious. It's actually a little salty, but it's so perfect because we didn't add any salt, you know? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add some water. So I'm going to dump out the water that we reserved, and I'm actually going to put in about half a cup of water. Okay, so just like that. You want, you could always, you know. Oof. There you go. Desmecharlo un poco. And now we're gonna add, we're gonna add the tomato sauce. So like I said, this is really so easy, so delicious. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this on low, just like that. Okay, we're gonna put that on low and we're gonna cover it and let that cook up for about 10 minutes. That's all you need, about 10 minutes. So now that we put the bacalao to basically warm up with the peppers and olives and garlic, we're letting that cook up for 10 minutes. We're gonna start to put some water here to boil, and we're gonna put our guanimes in the water for 10 minutes. Okay, so 10-15 minutes, we'll be ready. Okay, so I have filled up the pot halfway with water, because obviously when we throw this in, the water is going to rise. And I have the pot on high, so we want to let that boil, and then we're going to add the guanimes in. I just want to touch the water. Actually, the water's pretty hot now, so in a couple seconds it'll be ready to boil. So I'm going to just throw them in now, okay? So remember, 10 minutes and 10 minutes. So we're just going to put them in just like that. So you really want to make sure that the banana leaf is covering the cornmeal totally, okay? Just like this. You don't want to see any cornmeal sticking out. So you want to make sure when you roll it, don't roll it too tight where it's going to break, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and throw these in here. So this is just like you boiling pasteles. So I'm going to grab a lid. I'm going to let it vent a little bit so it doesn't overflow. 10 minutes and we're ready to taste. So the guanimes have, I actually turned off the stove, so they're ready. I dumped out the water and I just left it closed for another 5 minutes, okay? As well as the bacalao. I also turned that off. It was about 10-11 minutes. Turned it off, and so now basically what I want to do is just open up one for you so you can see how to do that. Let me just see if, yeah, I got scissor here, and so now I'm gonna open up one. So I'm just gonna cut off both ends. You guys got to be really careful because this is really hot, okay? So here we go. So you see this one I wrapped 2 times, and oof, really hot. So there you go. So you have one. That's how it should look. I'm going to open up a couple more and plate the bacalao, and we will be back. So we are done. Now it is the best time of all the time to taste, but I wanted to show you how beautiful it looks plated. If you take a look, you see the beautiful colors, and I cannot wait to dig into this authentic Puerto Rican guanimes with bacalao guisado. Such an easy recipe that you and your family are going to completely love. So now I got my fork ready. The time to taste. So now, of course, like I said, it is the best time of all. What is it? The time to taste. So here goes. So I'm going to take a little of the guanime, obviously with the bacalao. Wow. Amazing. Because The guanime is not so sweet because we really didn't put a lot of sugar, but you have that little sweetness with the saltiness and the softness of the guanime. Wow. This is, let me please, after all of this work, you gotta let me have at least one more spoon, okay? So give me 1 second. Wow. This recipe is a home run. You're gonna love it. Your family's gonna love it. You're gonna whip it up in like half an hour, which is amazing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've missed you so much. I'm so sorry about my scruffiness, but I'm off today, and I said, you know what? Let me make a video, and so I didn't have time to shave or anything, but I really wanted to just bring new content. So hopefully you enjoy this video. You give us a thumbs up, you subscribe, and you click onto the bell so you're notified of up and coming videos that we come out with. These tank tops, once again, will be on our website. If you live in the area or come visit us at the restaurant, you could purchase one at the restaurant. We have everything from our sofrito, mugs, adobo, hats, t-shirts, everything at the restaurant, or you can find it online, okay? www.thefreakinricanrestaurant.com. Thank you to all of those that have come to the restaurant. We made it in the New York Times. We made it in El Diario. We're coming up in a couple other publications. So we're doing really big things in no time, so fast. I love you so much for watching. Thank you so much. And remember, la vida es mejor with what? Con un buen sabor. I love you guys. Mwah.